Hello and welcome on into the show. It's a great day. I think it's a great day to talk money. What do you think, Phil?
Every day is a great day to talk money, Jessa.
I guess that's true. We need to be planning. Let's be proactive here. This is Lowcountry Money Talk. Phil Bloyd is here, and we are going to talk about, well, all kinds of things today.
Busy, busy, busy.
So obviously, Phil, with your position in Revolutionary Financial Group, you're going to help us navigate what's going on right now. We got some current events to talk about, and unfortunately, the picture's not getting really a whole lot better.
Right. I mean, everything's kind of the same. So we're looking for some glimmer of hope, good news, whatever. I haven't seen it much.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're looking at high gas prices through summer, maybe up to $6 a gallon. So that's hurting our, savings. We've got to pay more for energy.
I never thought I'd see 6.
Six is a big
number. Oof.
In California, $8 in some stations now.
Oh, wow. That hurts. I mean, that really does. You'd think it'd be affecting traffic and driving. Doesn't seem to be.
People have been locked down. So I think, again, with the summer, we're looking for higher oil prices. The latest news is Saudi Arabia may be pumping out a little bit more, but that's just going to cover the shortage from Russia, because now the Europeans are cutting off the oil from Russia, most of it. So I think we're just being in that high gas environment through traveling season.
I guess we're just going to have to get used to it and, make some adjustments elsewhere. Mm-hmm. You mentioned to me before we started the show that a hurricane is coming, and I thought, boy, Phil's talking about weather today, but you're talking about a financial hurricane.
I think it's hurricane season.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, when you hear the leader of maybe the largest bank, Jamie Dimon, go out and say, hey, there's a hurricane, it's right here and it's coming our way. We just don't know the severity of that. And he's speaking of a financial hurricane. And, we don't want to do that to scare people, but we want to be ready.
Yes, absolutely.
So if we just bury our heads in the sand and say everything's okay because I'm not going to listen, I don't think that's the greatest approach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So planning for, times where we need to really be prepared and protect ourselves. 2 words I want to walk through really quickly, if you will. Recession and stagflation.
Right.
Give us the overview on what we can expect.
2 views on recession. One, we're kind of living in it now. That's one view. The other view is, no, it's going to come later. Don't really know yet. We're still waiting for the end of this quarter, which will be the second quarter, which will be the end of June, to see how that kind of plays out. So did we have a negative quarter? If we did, then technically that's a recession. But you could be having a personal recession now. You're spending more for energy, you're spending more for food, that money's got to come from somewhere. You're going to have to take more out of your savings, which means you may pay more in taxes depending on where you're taking the money from.
Right.
So that's that. Stagflation just means that we're, in high inflationary, and then we go into high unemployment and people aren't working and everything is just kind of stagnant.
Well, I guess that's where the name originates, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So with the minute and a half we have left before we head to break, let's just talk a little bit about what we can do here and how the risk versus reward connection plays a role.
So Jessa, we always talk about the risk versus reward. Am I willing to risk more of my savings to get a higher rate of return into retirement? What I've been seeing, unfortunately, in this area is people are taking huge amounts of risk, but they're forgetting their age somewhat. So it's very important that as we grow older, we may feel young, right? But we need to make sure that our portfolio is following our age. So right now we have a lot of new folks that I have been seeing in the area, and they're just overly invested in risk assets, meaning they're taking a huge beating right now because the market pulled back. And then on the other side, people were like, well, I don't take any risk at all, so I'm all in my checking account, and that doesn't work either.
Right.
So, some things we can look at in lowering our risk would be maybe working on some safer type investments or something, but hold on for a longer period of time to get a better rate of return even on the safer asset.
Right.
But not having too much in equities right now.
Boy, and you talked about being overexposed versus underexposed in another episode,
yeah.
and I guess that's kind of what you're talking about now, making sure you have the
We
right
don't want to
amount.
get burned.
You don't want to get burned. Oh my goodness. That's a good place to end it. We're going to head to a break. We've got lots of questions for you, Phil, when we come back, all right? Hope you stick with us.